Hello world, welcome to the 54th video on my channel where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. So in this video, we're going to be using Selenium to automate some LinkedIn recruiting. And so I have a story about that, and we've used Selenium to log into our Fidelity account. I'll post that video in my description. But it was really quick. It was kind of easy. And we also have done web scraping before when I tried to automate my data or my job searching. So I'll be looking for a new job this summer, and we use Beautiful Soup for that. And so I was talking to a professional recruiter on LinkedIn, and he watched my automated job hunting video and was interested in something that he could probably implement in LinkedIn. So he asked, how would I approach this? Now, I'm just a hobby programmer. I've never built I guess not a full stack, but a full program like that. And so I took it on as a, personal experiment of mine. So what this does is it pretends like as if I'm a recruiter, and it's going to we're going to search for terms that the field that we find interesting. We're going to log into LinkedIn automatically. We're going to search for those terms, and then we're going to find people and send them a personal note. And so but you can't just copy and paste the same note, right? You have to personalize it. And one of the best ways to do that is using their first name. But again, we're trying to create an automated process, and I'll kind of show you how I approach that. This is just part one. I'm about halfway through, but my real life job has gotten real busy with current events. And so this is my part one. I wanted to show it off. And so just a quick side note, LinkedIn is not a fan of automated processes. They're not a big fan of web scraping. They don't have a personal API they have ones for ads and stuff like that, but not one for you to web scrape and automate. So this video is just for educational purposes only, to show off the power that Selenium has and what you can do with web scraping. And it's also to highlight how difficult it is with LinkedIn, which is a dynamic website with a lot of capabilities, versus my job hunting video, which it's not a dynamic website. And so kind of show off the difference between that. So let's check out my program. It goes kind of quick. So what you're going to see is it's going to ask for input. What do we want to search for? And then it's going to log in automatically. It's going to search for that. Then it's going to find the first person and send this person a quick updated message just saying hi with his or her first name. Okay, so let's run this program. Okay, what term do we want to search for? Let's do data analytics. All right, because that's something I'm interested in. And what this is going to do is log into LinkedIn. Okay. Then it's going to search for data analytics. Okay, and it should find the first person. Now it's sending a message and it's saying, hi Ross. All right, and now the program probably stopped. And so don't worry, Mr. Ross Haas, I imagine. That's an awesome name, by the way. I will not send this invitation. This is for educational purposes only. So what it says is, hi Ross, and then I could have created my own message. So it's using his first name, right, which gives it the automated way of making a personalized message. So I could finish this off like, hi Ross, I saw that we have some mutual friends and that you're interested in, they told me you were interested in data analytics, looking, to see if we can connect. Let me know, professional recruiter. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of this. Like I said, I didn't press connect because LinkedIn's not a fan of this practice. All right, so I'm going to exit out of that. All right, so let's run through the code real quick. Let me clean this up. All right, first what we did was we called this search terms function. All right, so you have to import quite a lot. I'll wait for a second. So you need the WebDriver. You need this wait module. You need this by expected conditions and exceptions. We're going to use time, and then you have to store your username in LinkedIn. I'll show you where you can manually input that yourself, but since I'm recording a YouTube video, I put this in a separate file called keys, and then I pass it the username in LinkedIn. So we created a search terms, and we just simply ask for input. What term did you want to search for? And then we're going to split that into spaces because, like I said, LinkedIn is a dynamic website, and so it uses a way to split the word. So the space is a percentage 20. So we're going to split. So I enter data analytics. So what this does is takes the search term and then splits it. So now my LinkedIn search is the first element. So if you're a beginner programmer, you need to know that most programming languages, the first item in something is always 0. So search term 0, so the first thing I enter, plus this %20, plus the next search term, which is the second, but in programming it's the number 1. So we enter data analytics. So this is going to say search term equals data plus %20 plus data or analytics. And then it's going to pass it to this base URL right here, right? So this is how all search when you're looking for people look like. No matter what you type in, if you typed in real estate, it would still start with this. So this is our base URL. All right, and then I stopped, and then we're going to log in to LinkedIn. And it calls this right here, this function. So we need to establish a global thing called driver. A lot of people put WebDriver. Some people, I've seen a bunch of WB or WD I've seen. But the most of the tutorials regarding Selenium, I've seen it use driver. It's up to you, whatever you want to call it. So first, if you're using Chrome, and I don't know about the other, what's it called? You know what I mean? These. What in the world? I forgot they're called, but search engines. But I use Google Chrome. Chrome isn't a big fan of the automation, so you have to add these options. So you're going to say options equals WebDriver.Chrome options. And then we're going to add an argument, add these experimental options, which enables automation. All right, and then you have to save Chrome driver. You have to download Chrome driver. I'll post the link to that in the description on where you can get the latest Chrome driver. All right, and if that one's outdated, so whatever Chrome version you're using, you have to have that Chrome driver. So I created a WebDriver exception from exceptions that's up here. Where is it? Import.common.exceptions as exceptions. So if we get this exception, it's going to yell at you saying you need to download a new version of Chrome driver. And then we have another try loop. So we assign this driver, and we're telling it a Chrome driver. And that's all that is it's allowing this Chrome driver to basically drive your Chrome for you, which enables automation. So we're going to driver.get the login screen for LinkedIn. Then we're going to wait. Right, that's what this is, the WebDriver wait. Like I said, you have to wait up here. So for these to work, you have to wait for the website. So let's check out what the base of this looks like, and I'll show you how Selenium works. So you'll go here, and I am logged in, so it's going to take me directly to my feed. So let me log out. Okay, so let's check out what this looks like. So this is the screen you saw. And so I'm not going to go, this isn't a tutorial, so I'm just going to go through. And so it's called pseudocode, where I just tell you what the code is doing. So this element to be clickable, so once this is clickable, then I want to look for this ID username, and we're going to send the keys my username. So what does that mean? You right click the field you want, inspect it. And now if this was a normal website, you would just see basic HTML, but this is a very dynamic website, and I'll show you what that means later. So you'll see the ID is username. So this one was easy. So boom, we pass by ID, we're gonna send keys, this username. And since we've already waited for this to be clickable, we don't have to do that for the password. So let's check out the password. Inspect. All right, good. This one's easy with just password. That's what you have here, password. Dot send keys, LinkedIn password. Now something a little different. We're going to follow this by XPath, and we're going to find the button that contains text, and then we're going to click sign in with this dot click method. So what does that mean? Inspect this sign in button, and you'll see there's a bunch of stuff here. So we could have done this by class if there were several buttons and we needed to find specific buttons, but there's only one button that requires text, and that's what we did. / button, it contains some text called sign in. You see that? It says sign in right here. Area label, or the text right here says sign in. So this is saying find by XPath this button that contains some text. The text that you're looking for is sign in, and then click it. And then we're going to sleep for 3 seconds, because once you click in, it's going to take a while for some websites to load. If any of that goes wrong, we're going to say closing program. It's just going to close on you. All right, so that's what we did here. So we have this search term, right? We have this search term, we have this base URL, then we log in. Then we're going to driver.get this base URL, which is always static, plus whatever we search for. So in the video, we searched for data analytics. Could have been real estate, could have been Bitcoin, doesn't matter. Then we're going to search for that. So we're going to go to that website, and then this is where it gets kind of crazy. So let me close this. So what it's going to do is it's going to go and find each person's name. So let's run the program again. Data analytics. Now here's the base URL plus the keyword. Okay, don't worry, Mr. Rosshaus. We're not going to send you a message. So we came to this base URL right here, plus this first thing, plus this %20, plus analytics. We found, now we're here on this page in our code. So for the name now we're going to find an element by XPath again. And we're going to find this name actor name. Inspect. Now see, this is where it gets dynamic right here. You don't see a thing that says button right here, because what this is this very dynamic website, and each thing is like a data event, and it keeps building on each other. So let's say we right click it one more time. Alright, so we see a class name actor name, and it has his text right there. That's what we want. So try right clicking things a couple times to find the basic element of what you're trying to find. And that's what we did here. So we found this span. The class name is name actor name, and the full name so I'm creating a variable called full name, and I just want the name.text. So this is the text right here, Ross Haas. Okay, then we're going to split that first name using the same as what we just did above. And I'm going to pass that just the first thing, his first name, the 0 part of his name, the first part. That's the first name. Then we're going to click on this. So name.click. Then we're going to sleep for 1 second to allow the little send a personal note. Right, so we're going to click on that. Then we're going to wait 1 second to make sure the page loads. Then we're going to find something by class name, this PVS profile actions, and then we're going to click on it. So what that is this one right here. Inspect. See, this class right here, if you try to use this, it says this $0, then there's a bunch of buttons that look like that too. So right click it one more time. There you go. Now we get this new one that says button, area label, connect with Ross Haas, and then I'm choosing to go by the first part of the class. That's all you need. So I'm just doing this PVS basically until the very first space. And then I'm clicking on it. Then we're going to sleep for 1 more second. So this comes up right here. Then we're going to find something again right here by class name, and then we're going to click that. So what are we doing? We're going to add note. We're going to inspect that, add a note. See, Art Deco button text. It has the $ and 0, so that's not the one we want. Let's inspect it again. There we go. So class MR1. I could have done what I did before and chose add a note if I wanted to. So what you have to be careful on super dynamic websites is this ID, Ember 1093. When you first learn Selenium, you always try to find IDs, but this one won't work because what I found out is these Ember numbers change. And that's just how LinkedIn does its profile, because it's event driven. So if you called this Ember 1093, each time you run this code, it's not going to find the same one anymore. It's just something you have to find out and test. So MR1 is constant though, that is the class name. So we click on that. So add a note. And then we're going to input. So what you right click in here, and you'll see a right here it says text area name equals message. So I chose by class name. So the class name is send invite custom message. Now you can double click in here and copy and paste just this first part, because it's going to read it literally. So there are 2 spaces here, or underscores. So if you don't copy and paste that right, or if you try to type this in yourself and not copy and paste it, you won't be able to do it. Then we're going to send keys and say hi plus first name, which we got from up here, which is the split of this full name, and then add a comma. And then I can just keep going. Hi so and so, and then I just keep writing that there. Alright, so that's part 1 of this video. I hope it helps somebody. So as a beginner, Selenium is hard to use because you kind of have to know HTML as well, and you have to test it out a lot. And so again, this was for educational purposes only, to show how powerful Selenium is, that it automates all of that for you. So I hope you can find a way to use it on websites that enjoy to use it. And I hope this helps somebody. Leave a comment below if you are planning on using Selenium for something and you need help or you want to show it off, especially if you have a YouTube channel with Python. And thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.